So I recently got into the dual PC setup scene. I've been streaming with it for a couple weeks now, and it's pretty cool. Not anything extravagant. It honestly happened by accident. I told my mom I wanted to borrow the family laptop for some tabletop game shenanigans, and I was tired of pulling up the UI on my phone. Well, she heard this and instead showed up to my house on a random day and was like, "Here, I got you a new mini laptop." I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't know what to do with it for a while. I left it in its box. But eventually the need arose when my stream started to take a nosedive. My model looked laggy on screen, OBS took forever to do anything, and my games chugged massively. I couldn't even run something like Palia on medium settings. And like the Green Goblin mask calling to me, I looked at the mini laptop and thought, yeah, I could probably run OBS in my model from that. So began my journey into setting up my dual PC setup. Hey there, my name is Lumi. I'm a virtual content creator and VTuber, and I've been streaming with the same rig for 5 years. Until now, obviously. So I know plenty of streamers run a dual PC setup, and it works great, but will ultimately tell you that it's overkill and unnecessary. And I'm not here to say any of them are wrong or bad. It's all based on preference. But I am here to tell you that as a VTuber, I don't think it's overkill at all. I think it's actually really beneficial and extremely helpful. Does it have its downsides? Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie, it was really a last-ditch effort for me to set this thing up. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. But that's also because I'm a sleepy little cat girl who does not want to think so hard. So let's get into the pros and cons of a dual PC setup for VTubers, and you can decide if it's right for you or not. Let's get into the pros first. You'll have a clean stream. The best feature of a dual PC setup is how clean everything is. My games run faster and easier, my model is also running smoother and emotes better. OBS is so fast and doesn't take forever. I love how smooth everything is. If your game crashes, you don't just lose your whole stream. You can simply restart the gaming PC and keep the stream going. I went from hanging on by a thread to a simple and clean stream. You'll have more room for fun. I don't have a lot of extra programs, but I know as a VTuber others do. Such as the Twitch integrated throwing system, Mix It Up, and more. Not having to run these programs at the same time as the game you're playing is a game changer. Having a dedicated PC for just your fun stuff means less strain on your rig and a smoother stream. Plus, if you have a Stream Deck, you can just program it to launch all the programs you use for stream at once, and it probably won't explode your PC. Probably. Way easier than expected. So in doing my research to get started into dual PC streaming, I noticed that so many of these folks had these fully kitted out secondary rigs as their other PC and all this extra stuff, and I was super intimidated. But honestly, you don't need to have the best of the best to run the system. I'm literally streaming off of a laptop and gaming on a rig that's 5 years old. My capture card is actually like 10 years old. Still works. Do I recommend using old stuff? No. You still want your stuff to function properly. But what I am saying is that you can make it work without breaking the bank. And if you want a video or a tutorial on how I did my setup, I can try that. Alright, let's get into the cons now. It's really equipment heavy. This is a big one. I feel like it's the biggest bar of entry. First, you literally need a second computer, which is expensive on its own if you don't already have one. You'll need a capture card, potentially an audio mixer, tons of wires and extra USB ports. It's kind of overwhelming how many wires I have around me now with the setup. I really need to organize them. I said it in the pros that you can use a laptop, but the thing is that your laptop needs to run smoothly for this to work. If your laptop is old or on the lower end of quality, you're kind of just putting yourself back in the spot that you were in before, but like worse. Your second PC has to be able to run OBS, your model, and whatever programs you want to use. It's not beginner friendly. I said before that it was easy to set up, and with what I have, it was, but I was in a fortunate position to be able to set it up the way that I did. But the reality is that it's a complicated thing to set up. You need to make sure that your capture card captures the right monitor, trace it back to the second monitor and adjust, and the audio, audio is the toughest part. Most people have a basic setup with a USB mic. Once you try moving to a dual PC setup, people start talking about audio mixers, XLR mics, line in and line out. Brother, I have $2 in a dream. I'm not doing all of that. There is a way to set up a dual PC without an audio mixer and keep your USB mic. It's not optimal, but it's possible. And if you want a tutorial on that, you'll have to let me know, because most folks will just tell you to buy an audio mixer, and that's expensive. Last but not least, you're kind of starting over. This might not be a big deal for some, but it sucks when you're already going through some complicated process just to start back at the top. But since most programs you use operate on your system, you'll have to readjust them. I did find out after the fact that you can export your OBS settings and transfer them, but you have to make sure that all your media sources are in a spot it recognizes. And we know that if you even look at OBS wrong, it has a conniption and crashes or stops working. I did have to redo all my mix it up commands and had to re-customize my VTuber. VTube Studio does have a little way to transfer over your hotkeys and stuff, but if you have a lot of little customizations like I do, you'll still have to redo them. Not only that, but some programs don't work like they used to. I know the program Stream Avatars is a popular Steam program that VTubers and streamers like to use, but since it does not have a start without stream input, you can't really use it anymore because Steam won't allow you to play 2 games on the same account on different computers. Or I know for me, my model used to track my controller presses, but since it's on a completely separate computer, it can't do that anymore, which is a slight bummer. So these are things to keep in mind when swapping over. Like I said, not a big deal, just an added stressor. So now that you know the pros and cons, I'm sure I could go into further detail, but we'd be here all day. So, what's the verdict? For me, I think the pros outweigh the cons. Honestly, I wish my rig was suitable for everything so I didn't need a dual PC setup, but with what I have, I think it works well. If you have a super ultra spicy PC, you probably don't have any of the issues I've been talking about, but if you are struggling to game and run your model and all these programs, it might be beneficial to try a 2 PC setup. I promise I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm a broke little baby who simply wants to help other VTubers who might also be broke little babies who are struggling with what they got. It seems counterintuitive that a budget solution is a dual PC setup, but honestly, a capture card is cheaper than a new graphics card. It's up to you to decide what's good for you, single or dual, the choice is yours. I'm just here to offer what I know. If you found this video helpful at all, or you want any more information or tips on budget-friendly PC setups, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you kittens next time.